Have you ever seen explainer videos like these and wanted to make your own?
You're rolling on your bed in hot summer, so you finally decide to turn on the AC. But do you know how this works? Let's find out. Hello everyone. Do you know how snakes poison you? Well, they dig their fangs in your skin. They have a venomous sac inside them.
Most companies are paying hundreds of dollars to do so,
But I found a way to create your own explainer videos, both 2D and 3D, with a fraction of the cost in under 20 minutes.
so by the end of this video, you'll know the exact workflow I use to create your own explainer videos using nothing but AI, and you'll be able to make whatever style you want. The platform I'll be using to make the explainer videos is called OpenArt, which is an all-in-one tool that gives us access to everything we need to run this workflow. If you want to follow along and have your own explainer video by the end of this, I've left a link to OpenArt in the description below. Now we're creating two very different explainer video styles, and both matter for different reasons. The first is a 2D stickman stop-motion style with hand-drawn line art on a white background. We're using it to explain how an air conditioner works because it makes complicated topics feel simpler and approachable. The second is a 3D semi-realistic cinematic style inspired by Zach D films. We're using it to explain snake venom because the topic is intense and needs strong visuals to match. What makes this workflow so useful is that both styles follow the exact same 3 steps as long as you adjust the style. But instead of heading straight to creating videos, which is what most people do wrong, we need to create our assets. When people jump straight into video generation and the results look inconsistent, it's almost always because they didn't build proper reference assets first. The images you create here become the package that guides every single video clip you generate. If these are strong, everything downstream is going to be strong. So from the OpenArt homepage, you'll see the navigation bar across the top with story, video, image, character, world, and audio. Click on image. Once you're inside, switch the model to GPT Image 2. For settings, we're working at 2K resolution and a 16:9 aspect ratio, and you want to keep those consistent across all 3 images we're about to make. The first image is a stickman character sheet of myself. I'm uploading a reference photo of myself as the base, and I'll paste in this prompt, which basically asks the model to take that reference and create a 4-view character sheet in the stickman art style. Okay, look at that. It kept the facial structure from my reference photo and translated it into this clean, wobbly stickman style. The reason 4 views matter so much is that when we start animating, it's important for the AI to be able to understand the character from every perspective. It's the reason real animators always create a character sheet like this instead of just a front-facing view. This image is your anchor for the entire video. Everything else you generate is going to reference back to it, so it's worth taking a moment to make sure you're happy with it before moving on. The second image is a simple line art diagram of how an air conditioner works. This is going to be the visual reference for the mechanism itself, so when we get to the explainer clip, the AI knows exactly what the AC is supposed to look like. I'll paste in this prompt that matches the style of the previous one and generate. That is so clean, it's super easy to understand how the AC works, which is the exact point of our explainer video. This style is supposed to make the viewer feel comfortable with whatever topic we're explaining, so this works perfectly. And notice how it matches the visual language of the character sheet. That consistency between your assets is what makes the final video feel like one cohesive piece, rather than 3 separate things stitched together. If your assets look completely different, it'll show in your final video and you'll lose consistency. The third image is a 9-panel storyboard, and this one is probably the most important asset of the 3. Real animators make these to plan out the story before they start animating so they can have full control over the final outcome. Think of it as giving the AI a director's brief. Instead of hoping it figures out the story from a text prompt alone, you're showing it exactly what you want panel by panel. I'll paste in this and generate. We get back 9 panels all in the stickman style, and each panel depicts one scene. This is your complete reference package, and it's what's going to make the video generation step so much cleaner than if you'd gone in without it. Now we can actually start making the clips, and the way we generate them is a little different from what you might expect. From the OpenArt homepage, click on video in the navigation bar. Once you're inside, switch the model to Seedance 2.0. The reason we're going with this model is because it allows us to create videos up to 15 seconds long, which is rare for a video video generator. It's also pretty good when it comes to keeping your assets consistent, which is super important for an animation like this. We're generating 3 separate clips for our full animation. For the first clip, upload all 3 reference images. Set the duration to 15 seconds, resolution to 1080p, aspect ratio to 16:9. No audio reference because we're handling it later. This is the explainer clip, the core of the whole video, and the prompt walks Seedance through each panel of the storyboard scene by scene. Having the storyboard image uploaded alongside the prompt reinforces the sequence so nothing gets missed or reordered. Let's generate. Look at how this clip followed the storyboard. Every single panel translated into motion. The stop motion style is exactly right, the line art style is correct, and the character looks consistent with the reference sheet we made. The AC mechanism actually animated the warm air moving through the pipes, which I genuinely did not expect it to nail on the first try. This clip does all the explaining, and the next 2 we generate are going to build the story around it. For the second clip, we need 2 references. The I saw character sheet and the video we previously generated. Drop the duration down to 5 seconds and keep everything else the same. This is the bridge clip and it will help connect everything together. I'll paste in this and generate. It's a short moment where I'm standing with a confused expression, and a big hand-drawn question mark appears above my head. It's a little pause that lets the viewer breathe and relate with the main character. They see that the stickman is experiencing the same confusion they are, and it hooks them to keep watching. This kind of character moment is something a lot of people skip because they think it's unnecessary, but it's actually one of the most important parts of the whole video. It gives the viewer an emotional anchor before the information hits, and that makes the explainer feel like a story rather than just a tutorial. For the third clip, we're uploading 3 references: the character sheet, the AC mechanism, and also the explainer video we generated first. That second reference matters because the prequel needs to connect visually to what comes after it. Seedance uses it to understand the style and energy it needs to match. I'll change the duration to 8 seconds and keep everything else the same. This will be the beginning of our final video. It depicts our main character with a very realistic and relatable problem, that it's too hot and she wants to turn on the AC. I'll paste in my prompt and generate. The way she moves, tossing and turning while being frustrated from the heat, demonstrates exactly how someone in her situation would act. And that last frame of her holding the remote ties everything together in a really satisfying way. We got 3 clips that are fully consistent. Now to make our final video, it's time to put them all together, and it's actually a lot simpler than you might think. I'm using CapCut for the assembly, but any video editor works here. Import all 3 clips and arrange them in the correct order for the final video. Prequel first, bridge second, and explainer third. For the voiceover, go back to OpenArt, click audio, then create voiceover. Paste in your script, choose a voice from the dropdown, and use the filters if you want a specific accent, gender, age, or style. Once it sounds right, adjust the settings and generate. Then download the voiceover, import it into CapCut with your video, and place it under the edit. Add background music on a second audio track and lower the volume so the voice stays clear. Let's watch our final stickman video.
You're rolling on your bed in hot summer, so you finally decide to turn on the AC. But do you know how this works? Let's find out! First, the AC pulls the warm air from your room. Inside, cold pipes soak up that heat like a magic sponge. Then, the big fan outside throws all that trapped heat out of your house. Finally, the fresh, cool air is blown right back into your room to cool you down.
I'm genuinely impressed with how this turned out. The prequel pulls you in with a problem you can actually relate to, the bridge gives you that little moment of curiosity, and then Then the explainer delivers the answer in the most satisfying way. The whole thing flows like it was planned from the beginning, because it was. That is a complete, polished explainer video made entirely with AI. And we're about to do the whole thing again, but this time for a completely different style. And the range of this workflow is insane because the shift in style is massive. This time I want to completely change direction and make a 3D animation instead of a 2D one. The concept this time is to show how snake poison works. So head back to the image generator with the same settings as before: 2K resolution, 16:9 aspect ratio, and GPT image 2 as the model. What changes is everything inside the prompts, and that alone is enough to take the output from hand-drawn stickman to something that looks like it came out of a film studio. First, we need our assets, and I'll start with a 3D character sheet of myself. Same idea as before, I'll upload a reference photo as the base and ask for 4 views, but this time in a 3D semi-realistic art style. Let's generate. The difference between this and the stickman version is immediately obvious. This looks like a character from a proper animated film. The lighting is cinematic, the detail is sharp, and the 4 views give Seedance everything it needs to keep her consistent across every clip. This is our main character. The second asset is a 3D semi-realistic snake model. I want 2 views with the same art style. This is the other main character in the explainer, and just like with ISAW, we need a proper reference sheet, so the snake looks consistent every time it appears on screen. So I'll paste in this. Look at the details on that. The scales and the texture look almost real. This is the kind of visual that makes people stop scrolling, and it took about 30 seconds to generate. Now we need our storyboard, and this time it's a lot more dramatic than the stickman version. I want 9 panels covering the full venom injection sequence. The prompt also specifies the 3D semi-realistic style to match our characters. Something worth paying attention to when you write your storyboard prompt for a 3D style is that you want to describe the camera angle for each panel, not just what's happening in the scene. For the stickman version, the camera was mostly static because the style is simple and flat. But for 3D, you can use close-ups, zooms, and cross-sections, and telling the AI which angle to use in each panel is what gives you that cinematic quality in the final clips. This storyboard is stunning on its own. Each panel looks like a frame from a science documentary, and this is exactly what Seedance is going to use as its visual guide for the explainer clip. The more detailed and accurate this is, the better the video clips are going to be. Now that we have our assets, we can start generating the actual clips. This is where the 3D style really starts to show what it can do. Back in the video generator, keep Seedance 2.0 as the model. This time we're generating the clips in the order they appear in the final video, so we start with the opening clip first. This first clip opens the whole video. It introduces both our characters and ends in a cliffhanger so that the viewer will keep on watching. Upload both character sheets, set the duration to 5 seconds, paste in the prompt, and generate. The camera drop is so fast and clean, and that final frame of the snake's tongue is genuinely unsettling in the best way. The viewer goes from a warm, friendly moment to something completely unexpected in under 3 seconds, and that sudden shift in energy is what makes them want to know what happens next. Both our characters look consistent, and the style is completely different than before. The second clip is the core explainer. Upload the snake character sheet and the 9-panel storyboard as references. Change the duration to 15 seconds and everything else stays the same. The prompt walks through the full sequence from the strike all the way to the venom spray. Let's generate. We can see the whole storyboard coming to life and the whole process is being shown. The X-ray transition is the moment that makes this whole clip. Watching the snake's skin go transparent to reveal the venom inside is the kind of visual that makes a viewer actually understand how everything works. That's what a great explainer does. The third clip is the outro, and it's designed to be the most memorable moment in the whole video. I specifically want to add an element that will surprise the viewer. Upload both the character sheets and set the duration to 8 seconds. I'll paste in this and generate. The The cut to black after the snap is perfect. Isa is holding the snake peacefully while all of a sudden it snaps forward at the camera in a sudden jump scare. This is the perfect clip to end our animation on. While ending on a jump scare might seem like a strange choice for an educational video, it's actually a really smart retention play. People remember the last thing they felt, and if the last thing they felt was surprised, they're going to remember this video and come back for the next one. Now for the assembly. Again, import all your clips and arrange them in order. Add in the voiceover and background music like before. Now let's look at our final result.
Hello everyone, do you know how snakes poison you? Well, they dig their fangs in your skin. They have a venomous sac inside them, which releases the venom through their fangs into your body. So as long as you are handling them with care, they won't kill you.
That is a completely different video from the stickman one, and yet it came from the exact same workflow. The only thing that changed was the style direction inside the prompts and the assets we built at the start. That's what makes this so powerful. Once you understand the range of this workflow, you can use it to turn a one-off project into something you can offer to any client, on any topic, in any style. And with OpenArt, you get access to everything you need to create your own AI explainer videos under one subscription. So if you want to get started, sign up to OpenArt using the link in the description. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.